and welcome to another episode of Pony 411. This is episode 51. We're back after a 1-week break.
Ugh.
Yeah. We're over in East Coast for a little bit there.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm co-host Alca7raz. With me today is Nemesis.
This can't all be for nothing.
Okay. So, while we were gone, a whole bunch of stuff happened.
It happens that you're gone for 2 weeks instead of one.
Yes, we have to go 2 weeks worth of news. So let's do something a little bit different here. I'll try and switch off a little bit. As a quick reminder, you can find all the links for the stuff we go over in these news stuff by going to our site. That's pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. So jump over there, load it up, and you can follow along. We have links. Click them. Anyway, let's start off with some convention news. Buck, the UK convention, has announced a bunch of people that will be in attendance, including freelance artist Heather Breckle, who's done a lot of work on the IDW MLP comics, and a whole bunch of musicians for their Summer Sun Celebration concert. These include The Living Tombstone, Lavender Harmony, Icky, Addictia, Acoustic Brony, who will have a full rock band with them, Prince Whatever, with, again, a full rock band with him, General Mumble, and H-Mage.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
I wonder if they're done or if they're going to keep going.
Yeah, I don't know. We shall see.
Yeah. In other con news, Terry Clayson, I'm hoping that's right, voice director for MLP, Dragon Ball Z, and Ed, Edd n Eddy, will be attending this year's BronyCon.
Yeah. Galacon has announced that German VAs Jennifer Weiss and Julia Mainen, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, those are the German voice actors for Pinky and Twilight, respectively, and community guests Eily Monty and Laser Pone 3 will be attending.
That's the laser show guy.
Yep, he does those really cool laser shows tuned with music. So,
Musiquestria has announced 2 tours this year, one for the East Coast and one for the West. They're raising money right now, and whichever coast raises the most money will get exclusive prizes at the concert.
Yay, prizes. Everyone likes prizes. So give them money for your coast.
West Coast is best coast.
Yes, West Coast is best coast. Now that we've been at both coasts, we can say that. Out of con news, My Little Investigations, which is a fan game that's been in production for quite some time.
Long time.
Yes.
We went to 2 different panels over 2 different Everfrees about it. So.
Yeah, this is 3 years now at least in
Something
running.
Like
yeah, it's finally out.
Oh.
Yep, the first case. There should be more. But let's go check that out.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet, but because it came out
It
while
came
we're gone,
out,
basically.
the day we left for East Coast. We haven't had a chance to play it just yet.
But I remember playing the demo way back when, so it should be interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, after a long hiatus, another Friendship is Witchcraft episode has been released.
Yep.
And it's funny.
Oh, it's funny.
It's really funny.
Apparently it's part 1 of 2, I believe.
Probably 2, something like that.
And it's a parody on
Equestria Girls.
Equestria Girls movie, yep. Yeah, and it's funny.
Yeah.
Like all of them. If you've seen the other ones, yeah, it follows right along. So it's good to see them back in business, though.
Yeah, it's been gone for a while. Probably because they were working on this.
This, or maybe, I don't know, was there legal issue with Hasbro?
That was just their videos got taken down from YouTube.
Looks like they got that dealt with, though, because this is back up on YouTube.
Well, this one is, but I know I think some of their videos might still be now. I know they have their own site now.
Yeah.
So, I don't remember exactly.
But whatever. Go watch it. It's funny. The Equestria Knots episode of Bob's Burgers is up on Fox's site, so you can go watch it for free if you didn't see it on TV.
Yeah.
So
which we haven't, because it came out, I think, while we were in Boston. So
in Boston.
It's one of those things like, yeah, you're getting caught up on stuff. You just forget about the new stuff.
Yep.
Anyway, the April 8th winner of the We Love Fine t-shirt contest has been chosen, and Leakfish has once again won.
That's her second time winning the We Love Fine t-shirt contest. And
this one is the
player
select fighting game style one.
Yep. Pretty cool.
Neat. I'd rather have a poster of that, if anything.
Yeah, that would be cool. So, the Hub has released an iOS app, and it's just, you look at Hub stuff, and you can also watch the episodes, full episodes.
And stuff, so
if you've got an iOS device, I don't.
I do, but it's kind of old, so I have no idea if we'll support it.
Yeah. So if you use an iOS device a lot, and you use the Hub a lot, there you go. They have an app.
Yeah, watch
Yeah,
the
but not
ponies
for
on the
that.
go if you have the Wi-Fi's or the 3G.
Yes.
Hopefully. Not sure how much what you need. It might be one of those things you need Wi-Fi to use it for the
Possibly.
pony or the episode streaming.
Yeah, I'm not sure you really want to stream an episode over your data plan unless you've got a
Monster
good one.
data plan like I do,
Yeah.
which I don't have an iOS device on my data plan, so it doesn't matter.
Yay!
Let's hope they do Android and stuff.
Yep. Hopefully. I don't think we have any news of that yet, but we'll see.
Anyway, some concept art of a potential set of Rainbow Rocks Twilight toys have shown up on a Dutch site, and no other information is available, although it looks like that one set that came out initially with Equestria Girls, which was a Twilight Equestria Girls doll with a pony Twilight with it. So it looks like the same thing except redecoed for Rainbow Rocks, so probably not much different. And also a new Rainbow Rocks themed game has shown up on the Hasbro Arcade iOS and Android app. I've played it. It's basically Missile Command, except with 6 shooters instead of 1.
Yeah.
But except the shooters are also the cities, I guess. You can't let the notes hit.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's Missile Command. It's
Wait. So you can't let the beat drop?
No, you can't.
I'm sorry.
And yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should know. Vinyl's at the top of the screen, just spinning records, and yeah, the notes are coming down. You have to fire, and you, of course, like Missile Command, you can't just shoot in the general direction. Hit. You have to actually shoot and hit near where the missiles are. Or notes are. Yeah. See, I'm flashing back to when I played Atari when I was a kid.
Yes. Those are good days. I remember Missile Command.
And it's okay. It's actually a pretty fun little time waster. So it's like Missile Command. So it's pretty straightforward. But it has music from the first movie. But oddly enough, not the cafeteria song. They've got, let's see,
the one that everyone likes.
Yeah, they've got. I'm trying to remember. I think they have "This Is Our Big Night" and what was the other one? There's 3. There's "This Is Our Big Night." I think what was it? I think maybe the credit song. I think.
Possibly.
Friend for Life. I think that might have been one. I can't remember. It's been a while. And the other one was the remix of the main theme. So, an extended version because
Yeah, because it
has to be longer. Yeah. And finally, the Rainbow Rocks book is out if you want to read it. I mean, I haven't yet, and I've been meaning to. So when I do, though, I'll have a review. But based off that preview we talked about the last episode, I don't have very high hopes for it.
Yeah.
So, yay.
GM Barrow's next book installment, Rarity and the Curious Case of Charity, is out.
So the same day as the book.
So yeah, if you read those, go get it.
Yeah, and GM Barrow is actually the better of the writers. The only one I've read was the Twilight and the Crystal Heart, or whatever it was called, and that one's actually was pretty decent.
I actually need to finish that one. I have that one, but I haven't finished it.
It was a pretty decent one. It's it's for kids, so very simple, very short.
Audience.
You'll get through it in like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
but it's actually all right, and the GM Barrow actually seems to respect the show as it is, and doesn't just kind of do things that don't make sense. So. Yay.
Yeah.
Anyway, a few new brushables have shown up on Taobao, and that includes Photo Finish, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo. No AB, as in Apple Bloom, but hey.
Yeah.
So eventually, but yeah, that's apparently
and the Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo have what looks to be like Rainbow Power.
Rainbow Power stuff like a rock file.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a problem.
But
it looks like Rainbow Power, but yeah, this is. I vaguely remember hearing a Photo Finish thing popping up a while ago, and this might be it.
Was it like a toy fair?
Yeah, I heard something.
It showed up there in one of the images.
Something like that.
Now it's showing up in
Brushable
Taobao.
Photo Finish, and our T marks an aperture.
Hey.
Not that aperture.
Not aperture science.
Monster.
Yeah. An actual aperture. Also from Taobao, it looks like a custom model blind bag Luna has shown up. It appears that they're going with an S1 style for that one.
If you don't know, believe before it was the Luna was the same model as the Celestia, so except recolored. So just like Fluttershy's recolored Dash. So
yeah,
they're finally making custom molds because, like, hey, guess what? People actually care.
Yes, people actually want those. Can't get away with that anymore.
Yeah. More and more custom molds are showing up in the blind bags, which is good. Finally, so yeah, if you're a Luna fan and we're angry about her, it's just a recolored Celestia. There you go.
Yep.
Speaking of blind bags, the Wave 10 blind bags have started making the rounds, so keep an eye out. Those are the glitter translucent variants.
Another set of them, yeah.
So yeah, it's got there's a lot of repaints that don't actually appear in the show, or if they do, they're background that no one cares about.
Yeah.
And so, but stuff like Gilda.
It's got 4 of the
Applejack,
main 6.
Pinky.
Yeah. Fluttershy and Princess Twilight.
Twilight, yep. Glad I have to go pick that one up. And I think Trixie shows up too. So
Trixie does
a
as
couple
well.
of the characters we know a lot we don't really care about. So
Yeah.
but yeah, if you're still collecting them or something,
Go
Wave
get
10.
Go
There
look
you
for them. Yep.
Find them.
The My Little Pony Life game that had shown up and was canceled a while back is uncanceled and is actually available for pre-order.
Game of Life. Become your own princess.
Oh
Get
boy.
$1 million. Have kids. Oh God.
Oh god.
I know the normal station for the Game of Life has station wagons and stuff. Is this gonna be different?
Yeah, I don't know how
It's got the
they're
little
gonna do
station
that.
wagons. You put little people pegs in them.
God, I haven't played that game in years.
I got the dial that you can accidentally mess it up because you spin it and just kind of goes off track and gets stuck and you have to respin.
Yeah, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
So if you want it, then go get it.
And I'm looking at the box. It looks like it comes with Twilight, Doctor Who's, Vinyl, and Derpy of all figures, and they're all the ones on the box. That's interesting.
It is interesting.
It's an interesting choice, but whatever. Set 2 of the MLP Microcomic Fun Pack has shown up and should be available this May. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically miniature versions of previously released comics with stickers and posters and whatnot of characters. So
Not to be confused with the Micro series.
right.
A Transformers and Pony crossover MLP comic cover, it's a mouthful, has shown up. It's apparently...
Second one.
Yeah, it's the second one. The first one was BotCon with Pinky. It was
Pinky and Optimus.
Pinky and Optimus.
And I have one.
Yeah, he's got one. This one is, I don't know Transformers, but it's another
It's Dash and Starscream.
Dash. There you go. The Transformers fan knows a Transformer.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's a convention exclusive like the BotCon was, but there's no information on like which convention, where, or when right now.
It's issue 19, which comes out next month.
Yeah.
And BotCon's in June, so it's not a stretch to think it might be going to BotCon again.
It might be. But because it's Dash, now I'm the one who has to look for it.
Yeah, he's gonna
Oh,
look
boy.
for it. I'll probably look for it just because.
Transformers.
Yeah. Although Starscream looks really weird.
He's got a weird grin on
I'm
his
not sure
face.
what the
Yeah.
artist is doing with
Sure
that,
with
but that face is
But
weird.
it's Dash, so I'm obligated.
Anyway, iTunes has put up a preview for the next installment of the MLP comic. That's issue 18. That's coming out on the 30th of this month. So if you can't wait, there's the preview. And then you can read the rest of the issue when it comes out next week.
Yeah.
The end of next week. So it's going to be a couple episodes before we actually are able to talk about it here because we don't have it yet. So,
Yes.
so yeah, it's part 2 of the Reflections art, which is shaping up to be something great. So
Yes. So I can't wait for that one to come out.
yes.
In a cool little tidbit, last week was actually the 30th anniversary of the first airing of MLP in one of its movie special things.
Yes. April 14th, 1984.
30 years of Pony.
Well, 30 years of Pony cartoon.
In Pony and cartoons. Yeah, we won't even say when the merchandise started.
Yeah, the merchandise started coming out. They officially 1983, but although apparently some stars showing up in 1982. So,
But yeah, the first TV airing. 30 years.
in case you don't know, it's the one where it's Turlac. Yeah, I think that's his name. Turlac. Yeah, that guy, and it's got Firefly.
Firefly. Yep. And
So
pretty much what started it all
The whole
for us
thing,
now
yeah.
because Lauren and Firefly.
yep. So there you go. 30 years of
30.
TV stuff.
Yep.
So when we won't be that will be the thing when we go 30 years from now or something, or 30 years from 2010 when the
Oh.
FIM started first airing. Man.
Oh man, I
That's
don't even
gonna
want
be
to
a
think
while
about
now.
it because then I'll be old.
Yeah. Anyway, a new EQG short titled Hemstocalypse Now has been posted. This one is centered around Fluttershy with a bit of rarity on the side. And yeah, it's another short.
It's okay.
And yeah, this is probably still, again, this is weaker, even weaker than the last one.
Yep.
As most of you have probably already seen it, and it's, yeah, so it's kind of weak.
Kind of.
I'm just trying to, personally, I think it's probably because it's centering on Fluttershy, and Fluttershy to me is not interesting. But basically, hamsters.
Yep.
Yeah,
Lots
so
of hamsters. Rarity.
Fluttershy's going to clean the hamster cage.
Yep. So
And
she
it
has
has
to let all the
Rarity.
hamsters out and.
Has Rarity watching them while she cleans it.
Yeah.
And then things
Rarity's-
get out of control because Rarity decides to start tailoring them little tiny outfits and
and they
being
get
Rarity
jealous
and
of
naming
each
them.
other. Yes. They get all jealous and go nuts.
Yeah, and then they're trying to catch them with their backpacks, and when Fluttershy dumps her backpack out, Tambourine comes out, and Pied Piper stuff. Basically, they all get hypnotized. She just plays the tambourine, and she grows wings, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like the Dash one. So
Yeah.
growing wings
Randomly growing wings.
and the pony ears, and yep, there we go.
I wonder if that's going to get listed as a medical disease or something.
That would be something for realistic take in a fanfic. Just them growing wings and stuff, and now they're a scientific curiosity, shall we say.
Yes, and the men in black and white suits show up.
Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of weak. It's kind of weak, but I think the DJ Pony one is still better.
Yep.
The best of the three so far, but we still got, I think, depending on if you count this other one we're about to talk about, it's either three.
I don't think we can count this next one.
I'm not sure.
Because it's a little
there
different.
was 8 total, so we might still have another 5 to see, or maybe 4, depending.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, as we were saying, this next one, a music video for the EQG song Shake Your Tails showed up on a German Hasbro YouTube channel, though it was then taken down by copyright claim of Hasbro, so it was a little weird.
This is not the first time a company has had something they put up taken down by their own copyright claim.
Yeah, a little weird, but there are a couple backups that you can go and see.
Yep.
It's
not on YouTube. They keep being taken down.
Yeah. It's pretty much just an extended version of the Shake Your Tail song that we've seen before, but with a full music video. Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah. It's an okay song. It's not bad.
It's an okay song. It means the music video.
Yeah, it's a music video. It's obviously got scenes from the movie, which is probably why they didn't want it up yet. Someone, Hasbro Germany or whatever, or Hasbro Europe, whatever the companies over there screwed up and put it up early.
Yeah.
So it's an okay song. It had some scenes obvious for the movie because why Twilight's there. So it has to be from the movie or something.
It's a bit interesting that what it shows. I'm trying to figure out. They're setting up an event, but they're having issues.
Yeah.
Picking what's going to happen, and they each
with a theme.
Yeah, they each keep trying to do their own thing, but stepping on each other's toes in the process.
Sports.
So,
nope.
Until Dash figures it out, apparently. Yeah. But it's neat if you can find it. Go watch it. But it's okay. That's what I'll say.
And probably sets the tone for the movie because the movie's going to have a lot of music in it.
Yeah. I would hope so with that name it's got.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Shout Factory has published a listing for a new DVD titled The Keys of Friendship. It will be a compilation of all the key episodes in this season. The cover, which has been changed since posting, shows Twilight in front of a castle in a tree. Basically, we've seen it before at the toy fair, one of the toy fairs, which was Tree of Harmony morphing into this big crystal-y castle thing.
Yeah.
It was there in the background with Twilight in the front, and all of a sudden they changed it to just Twilight. They removed the castle entirely because I'm pretty sure someone realized they were not supposed to reveal that yet.
Someone jumped the gun.
So
I'm seeing a lot of that.
I think it was just one of those, the DVD is going to go on sale soon, so we got to list it, and whoops, they forgot to put the placeholder up instead of the final one. That's the problem. So yeah, it's just reconfirming something we already were aware of, which is the castle. Twilight's going to have a castle. Twilight's Kingdom in the finale. Come on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's key episodes all combined together. Probably also, I believe it also probably has a finale. I can't remember.
Yes, it's got the finale.
Yeah, the finale in there too. So so keys
to the kingdom. Moving along, a couple promos for the whole show have aired and shown up on YouTube, but they've got some clips from some upcoming episodes. Some little ones, it's really nothing huge, except for one interesting one that shows a clip of Rarity appearing to use dark magic.
I don't think it's dark magic.
It's interesting.
It's green.
Though.
It's like Changeling or Sunset's magic color, but
yeah, it's definitely not Rarity's.
I think it's from Inspiration Manifestation.
Possibly.
Likely. I'm
guessing. It is just interesting.
If you remember Inspiration Manifestation's synopsis is that Spike finds a spell to help Rarity's creativity, and this is I guess that's the whole out of control part.
I could see that.
The spells take it over, and or she's a changeling.
That'd
be fun. All of a sudden, Chrysalis is back.
Oh boy.
Because I think that's one of the speculations about the finale is Chrysalis coming back.
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be her, but
I don't think so.
Someone said something that I think Megan McCarthy said something about the season finale villain literally sucking.
Interesting.
So
I don't know, but everything else we've heard of it seems to put the villain older.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I'm pretty sure it's probably just for Inspiration Manifestation. So I don't think it's anything big, but there you go. And speaking of which, an extended synopsis for Inspiration Manifestation has come out and is as follows. Rarity is less than pleased to realize that she lost her creative touch and soon begins to wonder if she'll ever be able to recover it. In an effort to help her, Spike happens to across a spell that may be less helpful than it appears. And that's where, see, spell taking over, making her crazy and do things, who knows. Transforming things that shouldn't be changed.
Oh boy.
In her fits of creativity or something.
Oh boy.
I don't know, but yeah, so... Rarity Spike episode.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go.
Celebrate or cry. Couldn't cry.
And we have another extended synopsis. This one's for Equestria Games. With the Equestria Games just around the corner, Spike is thrilled to be selected to light the opening day torch until his nerves get the best of him. Spike takes drastic action to show his friends that he is the brave dragon he claims to be.
Yes. And speaking of which, the promo shows Spike actually lighting the torch, so obviously it happens.
Yes. The promos show a couple clips from the game.
Yes.
So
including Let the Games Begin.
Yep.
Being said by Shining.
Yep.
So, yeah, remember that. It's Crystal Empire. So, yeah, Shining's going to return. Possibly Cadence is going to return in this episode. So, well, you think Cadence would be there because why would that would be bad if the local princess
the
doesn't
local
even bother
princess
showing up.
Well, I don't know. Well, yeah, okay.
At least appearing, if he doesn't have a speaking role.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Some more details on the season finale came out in a recent press release from Hasbro, the Hub, and there they are. To quote, "The Hub Network's fourth season of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic will culminate with an amazing adventure during its two-part finale in which Princess Twilight Sparkle continues to struggle with her identity as a princess and a role as the newest member of the Equestrian royalty. When Princess Celestia has a premonition about a mysterious evil foe from the past and it turns out to be an unlikely source for help, Twilight Sparkle feels extra pressure to prove her worth. In hopes that it will provide some insight as to the kind of princess she is meant to be, Twilight Sparkle focuses her attention on opening the chest that was given to her by the Tree of Harmony. Secrets are revealed and mysteries unraveled as all of Equestria joins forces to stop this new threat."
That was a mouthful.
Yeah, that's the press release.
Yeah, that was a press release. Now, we know the unlikely source
That's
Celestia
Discord.
turns to is Discord, because that's already been
mentioned in the
revealed.
synopsis sunset up to it.
Yep. Yeah. The whole evil foe from the past makes me think, a lot farther back than Chrysalis.
Well, it still says past, which technically can't
I
be
know,
Chrysalis,
but usually you don't use those terms unless you're meaning far
not necessarily.
past.
Foe from the past is like someone they've met before, but they're coming back. That could also mean, so it still could be Chrysalis, but it could also be something else completely different.
Yeah, I'm thinking completely different.
Probably.
Personally. So.
But we never. No. That'd be interesting if she came back. People want to see her come back.
People do want to see her come back, but I don't know.
Never know. But yeah, this is also, hey, look, the box is going to be important. Not surprising.
Yep.
And yeah, secrets are revealed and mysteries are unraveled. All of Equestria joins forces.
All of Equestria?
Yeah. That'd be crazy if we actually saw a big epic battle scene in
My
Little
love
Pony.
to see a big epic battle
We've already
scene.
seen fight scenes before, like the season 2 finale, but
and the season 4
this
opener.
army clashing against army.
I want to see armies. That would be awesome. I don't think we're ever gonna see it, but I want to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. So premonition though. A premonition, what is this? It's just kind of a bad dream.
Yeah, you see the future. Basically, what
I know,
it means. But a vision of the future.
Why does she know these things?
Hmm.
Please tell us. You'll never tell us why she knows these things, will they?
Because the script said so.
Alas. So. Yep.
So yeah.
And there's also something in the press release about a game, online game. What was it? The Wonderbolt Reserve, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, something about Wonderbolt Reserves. Anyway, I'm willing to bet this game, like they did before the season 3 finale, is going to have stuff. Oh, you play the game, you do well enough, you unlock like screenshots from the finale. Because it's coming out April 28th, which is next Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Rainbow Falls Flight School game.
And it'll be also the monthly update to the wildly popular Quest Trivia Challenge on May 1st. Quest Trivia.
The Quest Trivia.
I get it. Anyway, we've also
BABSCon.
BABSCon's
is
happening.
just ending.
It's ending right now.
So, and apparently there's a bit of information.
A bit.
So,
Just a bit.
I think I'm gonna let you handle that one. Nemesis.
Yeah, I've been reading up on it. So yeah, as you know, BABSCon happened. It's pretty much ending right now. Everything's wrapping up, and there were some panels with like the writers and stuff, and they did share a bit of interesting information about the show, past and present and future, particularly the writers panel, but the directors panel also. So the writers panel, I believe, they had like Megan McCarthy was there. Josh Haber, M.A. Larson, Natasha Levenger, and Amy King Rogers. They're all there. So,
yeah.
Big panel. Lots of people. Lots of stuff. Just, it's, of course, questions. People are going to ask the questions that they can't answer But one question that I think everyone wants. Will we ever have an actual pony movie this generation? And Megan says she wants to do it, but it's up to Hasbro to decide whether or not they'll go forward with it.
Yeah.
That's basically it. I mean, if Hasbro never goes forward with it, the best they can do really is like just have a massive multi-parter during a season at some point. And they confirmed more Derpy in the future, which is good for, I guess, some people. They kind of tease another Celestia-focused episode possibly in the future. They teased it. No confirmation because confirming things.
Yes.
This is not kosher, but, of course, Amy Keaton Rogers decided to tease, hey, you can learn more about Celestia and Luna in the Journal of the Two Sisters book. Go pre-order. Yeah. So
shameless self-plug.
They talked about Spike. Yeah, Spike has a couple things coming up at the end of the season. Obviously, the next 2 episodes.
Yes.
Both have a lot of Spike. Rarity may be involved here. I wonder how. Yeah. They're talking about all stuff, stuff like they love to have, but keeps getting cut out, like Luna. Apparently Luna Eclipse was very different from what we saw initially, which is interesting. And apparently Pinky was supposed to do a Conga in the Best Night Ever, but again, cut. And apparently supposed to be again in Pinky Pride, got cut. Again. Pinkamena, they said maybe. Remember flat-haired, depressed Pinky. She may come back. Let's see. Oh, they're talking about the negative feedback is a big one because they're talking about how sometimes it's awful reading comments about it because it's also weird because it's a year after they wrote it is when they finally get to see feedback. And they're talking about it sucks, and they don't mind criticism, but they hate it when people go crazy and get all upset over little tiny details that are they view as largely irrelevant.
Yeah,
which people do blow things out of proportion sometimes.
Yeah.
And another interesting thing was who they said their favorites to write for were Emmy Larson likes writing Rarity, and Natasha's Pinky. Josh likes Rarity Fluttershy. Megan likes writing for Discord. And Amy, it's not surprisingly, likes writing for Pinkie Pie.
Yeah.
Because she's pretty much been writing Pinky's episodes like crazy. And just talking about stuff like that. So that was one of the panels. Another panel, let's see, it was Megan McCarthy, Natasha, the same ones again. So they're talking about, let's see, how often are you told by Hasbro to write a story around a product? Very, very, very rarely, apparently.
Yeah.
And Natasha says she wishes you wouldn't blame the writers when it's obvious. It's like, if it's obvious, that means, Hasbro mandated and they can't really do much about it. As far as I know, Princess Skyla's not a thing. It's just a toy. So calm down, because I don't know why, but that still will not die. Ever since the toy showed up, that Princess Skyla thing will not die. What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, will we ever see character development show up? These 2 good episodes coming up. See him as a little kid with innocent accents go, stuff. Failed pitches. Apparently some of Amy's failed ideas are going in the journal, which I'm really interested in reading that.
Friendship between Luna and Applejack at the beach.
I think Larson was joking. It's hard to tell. You never know, though, with him.
No.
Yes, and of course.
I think he's joking.
Their answer, are the Crusaders going to get their mark soon? Of course. And become alicorns, too.
Of course.
Alicorns. Their favorite songs. Megan's did say Aria, and an upcoming song in season 4. Probably the finale. No,
probably.
At the Gala was Larson's. Smile song is Amy's, and Josh's is Apple to the Core. Flutterbat will turn. They don't know, but anything is possible. So yeah, everyone who's insisting Flutterbat would come back. Looks like that's not happening this season. A lot of people thought. So yeah, it turns out that was just a joke at the end of the show. Not surprising. Changeling return. How do you know they haven't returned already? That's a very, very valid point. Characters. Oh, this is an interesting one from what characters are most difficult to write. Megan says Applejack because she's so most even keel. It's hard to put her in places that are fun. It's Larson, Spike because he's generic. Amy, Spike because main interaction between the main six is easier. Natasha, Applejack, and Josh says Twilight because you have much you have to go into the character to keep the story solid. She's more complex and hard to joke around with, unlike Pinky, who's more random. It's I find it interesting too. The writers, yeah, Larson even just said he's generic. Like I've been criticizing that forever. Like Spike sucks basically as a character.
I think he's tough to work with. That's definitely
because he's just a little kid and he's kind of hard to write with and just not fun when he shows up in the show or really. Let's see. Plots they wrote that were too serious. Apparently, Megan, there was an episode, a plot that they wrote that were too afraid to make people cry and they didn't give any details on. Now I want details.
Yes.
Let's see. Are we reading into things too deeply? They have a general plan. The story dictates what comes next. This just sort of happens. Let's see. They put a lot of thought into it. Hasbro approves and denies things. Let's see. The fandom being overly critical is just part of the experience of interacting with art and perfectly natural. I'm pretty sure the panels will be up. Ponyville Live was there, so they were recording. I'm pretty sure someone recorded them. They're probably going to be on YouTube if they aren't already.
Yeah.
And as for the director's panel, that was Jason Thiessen and Jim Miller, Big Jim. And they were just talking about, again, the stream's going to be up soon. So DJ Pony, we already know this, was an afterthought, added in very late, and just kind of became a thing because we latched onto her.
Yep.
Bulk Biceps was just a joke where just basically it was just random Pony just shouting, yeah, and they just, as time went on, he just being massive muscled. So... yeah, they also episodes are completed about 8 weeks ahead of their air date.
And keep in mind that's when they get the final gold stamp, not when they're starting
that's
to
after
be
they've
written.
been written and then storyboarded and voice acted and animated and
rendered,
passed, made a pass through, rendered, check for any major errors, fix them.
Yes.
Put add like the credits and the opening sequence out, done.
The episode is finished and completed
and
2 months before it's ever aired,
which is about in line with most media like this. They feel satisfied with the overall arc. They still have Lauren's intentions in mind, asking themselves how she would have done things and staying true to their characters that were established by her with its own spin. Constantly ask themselves how they can make it more entertaining, fun to watch. Talking about how episodes are very stressful because you have so little time to do anything. With a movie, you have a bit more time and you can take a little bit longer to explain things.
Apparently, Equestria Girls is not the reason season 3 was cut in half.
Not surprising. Season 3 is cut in half. They say budget, and that's a budget thing. Why? You're budgeted for 65 episodes total on a cartoon. You almost always, that's your initial budget, 65 episodes, because that's what you need for syndication.
Yeah.
So they're budgeted for 65, and then season 4 was greenlit later. That's my understanding.
Yeah, apparently they had that budgeted before the fandom hit.
Yeah.
So
which makes sense.
They only budgeted it to go that far.
Yeah.
Which is why. So it wasn't the movie that caused that one to be so short.
No, it was just the fact that they were hitting 65 episodes and that's all they have.
Yep.
So this happened with Transformers Prime. This was supposed to happen. This is a common thing. Just go look it up, 65 episode rule or something on Google. And you'll find it. Like Kim Possible, I remember that was a big brouhaha about that. Season 3, 65 episodes by that end of it. And then it got 4th season, which I don't like to talk about as much. This is a much better 4th season than that got. I'll just say that. Yeah, so stuff like that. It's just 65 episodes is what you need for syndication, because 65 episodes is basically aired 4 times, the whole series 4 times a year. Over a week, you show 5 episodes a week. So every weekday, 5 episodes. And then that stretches out to 13 weeks, and that's a total of 65 episodes, and that's a full season, and then you can start over again if you want to renew. So, yay. There you go. That's how it works. And then this time we got season 4, which changes things up and makes syndication a little bit more difficult. So there's a whole bunch of stuff like that. Just talking about it, all that Wilhelm scream. Ever since something to Hasbro, just to see if it will be rejected. So they do try to push it and then pull back. Then they're also talking about, Weird Al, it was a joke at first, and then Weird Al actually said, we want to do this, and they got to talk, and Weird Al was like super professional, wanted to be the best they could be, and all this stuff. So, yeah. There's more stuff you can look and see the stream, so there you go.
Yep, we have links. Go click them. Go read.
Yes.
So, moving on from that,
Yeah.
we had an episode last week. Well, not last week. A couple days ago.
Yeah.
Yesterday. Yes.
Yesterday.
It was Tradia. Basic synopsis. The main 6 plus Spike all head up to the Rainbow Falls Trader Exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Just trade stuff. Apparently, it's like a fair trade fair kind of a thing where you don't buy the stuff.
Money.
You bring stuff that other people would want, and you trade items directly across.
Mm-hmm.
So they go there, have a whole bunch of stuff. And it from there it splits into a whole bunch of different small stories between
about 3 stories.
Yeah, about 3 stories between 3 different pairs.
Mm-hmm.
Pinky and Twilight do their thing. I should mention Twilight apparently is there because there has to be a princess to solve any disputes.
Mm-hmm. And it's her turn.
And it's her turn because Cadence did it last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, but her and Pinky kind of team up now. Twilight actually sets up a booth because she wants to get rid of some old books. Fluttershy and Dash pair up to go look at stuff, and Applejack and Rarity pair up and go and look at stuff.
Shenanigans
ensue, yes. Applejack and Rarity decide, well, how about if they find something that's really, really nice, they pool all their resources to get this one thing.
Yes.
Applejack finds a pie tin. Because it apparently cooks pies 5 seconds quicker. Rarity thinks this is absurd. But Rarity found a brooch
Yes.
that she really likes. That she also already has. But apparently this one's older somehow. And Applejack thinks that's completely absurd.
So they spend a lot of time arguing
so they start
about it.
bickering, but then they start bickering on like inverse bickering. They end up wanting to give the other everything so they can go get what they want.
Yep, be the better friend.
Yes, be the better friend. Meanwhile, Rainbow Dash finds a signed copy of the first Daring Do book.
First edition.
Signed copy of the first edition.
First edition of a Daring Do book she doesn't have yet.
Yeah, and it's the only one of the set that she doesn't have, so she's freaking out and she wants it. Mm-hmm. But she tries to trade for Lucky Horseshoe. Vendor wants nothing to do with that. But the vendor wants a 2-headed dog from the next stall for it.
Yeah, and then there's the trading line. They kind of keep
person
trading.
Wants a lamp, and then
so on and so on.
So on and so on. And it leads up to them finally getting the dog to trade for it.
Didn't want it anymore.
Vendor didn't want it, but then Fluttershy convinced the vendor that, it's not as bad as you think. The vendor agreed to it on one condition.
Fluttershy comes with her.
Dash, not paying attention, agrees. And then freaks out once she realizes.
What have I done?
During this whole time, Twilight is trying to get rid of these books, and Pinky is being Pinky and overplaying the importance of the books, much to Twilight's dismay.
To the point where then no one feels that anything they have will be worth trading for, so they give up.
Yes, but then Twilight realizes these really are important. I don't want to get rid of them anymore. So she keeps the books. However, at the end, Dash runs to Twilight to try and undo the deal she did, because, she's the one who validates these trades. And there's a whole spiel on having a friend is worth more, kind of a bit, and they undo the trade, and Dash ends up trading the 2-headed dog to get Fluttershy a whistle, because Fluttershy lost her whistle that she brought. It was a bear whistle.
Bear whistle. Don't know how that works, but it works.
Don't question things. So you consider a different whistle. And then everyone is happy.
Are they? Are they really?
Yes. Oh, right. And Applejack and Rarity each get each other something smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yeah, there you go.
It was a fun episode. What did you think?
I thought it was actually a really good episode. It was definitely not the best, no, but it was a really fun episode. It was kind of with the same themes as Castlemania, but 3 different stories, all the main 6, an ensemble episode, really.
Yeah.
And it worked really well. And it was just, there's a lot of little gags here and there that maybe, just little things that might not notice, but I definitely did. And other things you're going to blatantly notice because they're right in your face. And they even comment on them, like Discord lamp.
The Discord.
There's a Discord lamp, which is a callback to Keep Calm and Flutter On.
It was a whole stall of Discord lamps.
And it's like, does Discord get royalties from these? You never know. But yeah, it's just, and they even commented about the absurdity of a Discord lamp being sold.
Which is funny because that trope is technically called lamp shading.
Yeah, lamp shade. Hanging on.
Yes, they lamp shaded the lamps, which is funny.
We're gone meta.
Oh God.
Let's see. There was one bit where Rarity and Applejack are arguing, and you see in the background Fluttershy's flying back and forth with different stuff.
Well,
she's flying back and forth anyway. She flies back at least twice, I think.
Yeah, she's flying back and forth to get information from another vendor while Dash stalls the stall so she can get a trade done.
Yep. So yeah, because the stone chicken, which I got my saying. I came up with something a little morbid about that. Remember the?
Yeah, those were cockatrice things.
Cockatrice.
What if those are
frozen by cockatrice?
Yeah, let's not think about that.
Those are actually chicken.
Let's not think about that.
I'm thinking about it.
I'm not. Moving right along.
They're just chickens. And there was several background ponies that were like, oh hey, there's like in one point. The Lutece twins from BioShock Infinite basically showed up, or at least supposedly. Ken Levine says they were.
Yeah, it was confirmed.
Confirmed by the shop staff?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
One of them tweeted
Infinite.
it.
Lutece twins.
Yep.
So,
If
variables
you haven't played
and constants.
Infinite, then you wouldn't get it.
If you have played Infinite, which, let's be honest, probably most of you have, you'll get it.
You don't even have to play through it very far to get it.
Yeah, and they just show up very quick, briefly in the background, and that's that. But, Lutece twins, even holding a birdcage.
Yep.
Heads or tails? The dude came back.
The dude. Yep, he was running an oat burger stand.
Yep. Which is funny because Dash and Fluttershy take it over briefly because the line wasn't moving fast enough because they're trying to get a vendor back to the stall so they could trade from him. And the vendor, by the way, the vendors are trying to get back to the stall. The pony was called Stellar Eclipse, and you probably noticed he had wheels attached to him.
Yeah, this is the second wheelchair thing that we've seen, but this one's actually fancy. The last one was like a wooden cart.
Steampunk style wheelchair thing, and the wooden cart has probably intended to be a temporary one.
Possibly.
This one is obviously, I think this. He was voiced by, let's see, what was his name? I just saw it. Sylvain Levasseur Portalance. I don't know how to pronounce it. I probably butchered it, but
yeah, you probably did.
Yeah, it's a person who actually has, let's see, what was it? Spinal muscular atrophy type 3.
Oh, so they actually used.
It was from a Make-A-Wish thing.
Oh, dang.
That's why.
That's cool.
So the thing is, you can't contact him at all because, well, by request, they don't want to keep his details as vague as possible so he doesn't get swarmed by the fandom.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So he actually has. Really cool. He's voiced by. Yeah. That's why they did it. As part of the Make-A-Wish thing, and so it's a pretty cool thing.
That is really cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So and of course I saw someone on Tumblr being a jerk about it, but
of
whatever.
course, this is the internet.
But whatever. Yeah. So really nice episode, and just some of the Pink Twilight and Pinky thing was, it's Twilight and Pinky, that dynamic, straight man, funny man, that dynamic was going again. And it was just Pinky, just being a car salesman, I guess. Step right up, just trying to oversell the books, and then talk about
these books will make you a princess.
Yeah.
Oh.
These are the books that made Twilight a princess, and Twilight's just sitting like,
oh God.
And then Pinky mentioned this, double princess because
these books were given to her by Celestia.
Yeah. And then as she talks them up so much, people are just like, nothing I have is going to be tradable for that.
Yep.
So
Twilight was just going to get rid of him to the first person. Broken Quill. She just wanted to get rid of him. But
and that also, that reminds you of the whole princess thing. She's like, it's probably not going to be a big deal. And then she steps through the opening.
Big banner and cheering and confetti and then later on she did the whole cover her face with her wings that Dash did earlier. That was kind of funny.
Yeah. And she also signed an autograph at one point.
Yep.
Through the pony wagging her tail. That was pretty good. I did like Rarity and Applejack arguing like they tend to do. They're really good friends, but they argue a lot. Surprise.
bickering like a married couple.
Oh dear, what have you done?
Very
Again.
Jack shippers are enjoying this one.
Flutterdash shippers.
Flutterdash shippers are definitely
That
enjoying this too.
That one bit at the end with Fluttershy is like,
And
I
yeah,
won't trade you for anything or something like that.
yeah.
It's like,
Well, and don't forget the glomp that Dash gave
yep,
Fluttershy. Yeah, so Flutterdash shippers rejoice.
yep. Shipping everywhere.
Shipping everywhere.
Another great thing about this episode: Spike appeared very briefly at the beginning and then left.
Yep,
That was great.
He got his comic. That's it.
Yep. He wanted to trade a mint edition mint comic for another mint comic, and he does it at the end.
Yep, it takes him the
him and the vendor were apparently just in a stare off, like.
Yep, the whole time it's like, don't want to let go before you have the other one in hand. Yep.
Yeah. So there we go. So it was a really fun episode.
It was. There was a crap load of faces.
Oh yeah.
Really
Good
great faces. Mainly between Dash and Fluttershy, but holy crap, there was a lot of faces. Like the pouty face. Both Dash and Fluttershy give that that puppy dog face. That was great.
Yeah. Because Dash went way overboard trying to get that book.
Yes. Yes, she did.
Way overboard.
At one point, I think the vendor kind of broke her. Basically said no at the end and just kind of
She fainted.
had a just stuck smile and fainted and then woke up by dog drool.
Yep. Dog drool. Yeah, the two-headed dog.
Yeah.
So. What was
It was a good episode.
Oh, I just find it the audacity of Dash just going up. Yeah, first edition signed book, traded for a Rusty Horseshoe. It's only valuable to her.
Lucky.
Yeah, but it's
Rusty
only her.
Horseshoe.
Well, it's only valuable to her, and she
I know.
had to have known that.
I know.
No one else would find a Rusty Horseshoe valuable except for that one guy who, what was it? Eventually trades it for.
What was it they were looking for?
Yeah, they were traded the crystal glass goblet.
Was it crystal? Yeah,
crystal
crystal goblet
goblet.
that broke the minute she touched
And they
it.
freaked out, put it back together, and then they got it to the guy. He goes, looks at it, perfect, smashes it with a hammer.
It's like, God.
Why? Because he
Mosaic.
needed it for his little
Broken crystal mosaic.
of a chicken in a Draw Me Like One of Your French Girls pose, which I've never would have expected to see on this show ever.
Yep.
But there it was.
There it was.
It's like, well,
That's a thing.
well then,
That happened.
moving on. Yeah, they traded that for, and then he wanted that because, and they traded that for, what was it he had?
It was you traded the goblet for the chicken
Yeah,
for the lamp
stone chicken.
for the dog,
And
the dog for the book,
Yeah, in Fluttershy.
and Fluttershy.
Yeah, and then that was the cause of the dispute because she felt, even though initially it was like she felt it was fair, she's like, no, I don't feel good about it anymore, and so eventually it's like, I have to rule with her, Rainbow. Sorry.
Yep. But then Rainbow gave her spiel, and it warmed the heart of the vendor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Undid the trade, and everything was fine.
Everything was fine.
So yeah, and like we thought, no key episode.
Nope.
So which pretty much means Twilight's key is in the finale.
Yep.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
So
It's magic.
magic in and of itself.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
And it's also interesting, seeing Rainbow Falls again.
Yeah, that's how many times have we gone there now?
This is at least the second time.
Second time. We won't count, Winsome Falls. It
Yeah,
looked
it's not the
very
same place.
similar. Not entirely certain how that worked.
Yeah, although it's lower, and I noticed once again the train tracks just kind of end.
Just kind of
And
end.
there was no stopper or anything.
Magic.
Yeah, it's just you get off, and then oh wait, there's this whole other plateau down here where you actually have the fair, the trade fair. So that was interesting.
Yep.
Very nice episode. It was not the best episode.
Not the best, but
I'd say actually between the two ensemble episodes, Castlemania was the better one.
I don't know.
I would say
I put them
Castlemania was
them
better.
on par with each other.
I would say
personally.
Castlemania was slightly better.
But they're both definitely up there on the list.
Very
for me
good
at least.
episodes, but there are better ones.
Not a huge amount.
Yeah, no, probably not a huge amount, but definitely a couple better ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, great episode. I'm still looking forward to. Oh God, we actually only have 4 episodes left in the
Oh
season.
man. Inspiration, Manifestation, Equestria Games, and then the 2-part finale.
Twilight's Kingdom.
Oh boy. And then the long wait, the long night until season 5.
Yeah.
Yay. So yeah. One more piece Because we're not doing fan content this week. Too much stuff.
We cut it for a good reason.
Yes, we cut it for good reason. We have a comic to talk about.
It came out, well, a while ago, but, well, here in Boston.
Yes.
So we couldn't talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Friends Forever #4. It's the Twilight and Shining Armor issue.
Yep. Sibling issue. Yay.
Yes. Yep, another single issue. And it's, let's see, written by Rob Anderson, directed by Amy Memberson, and once again, she still can't not get Twilight's hair quite correct. Again, it is always my biggest criticism with her art style. She cannot do Twilight's hair right.
And I don't even notice it.
I've noticed, like,
you would notice
shallow.
You would notice it too, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would. But yeah, so basically, Twilight is visiting the Crystal Empire to see her brother, and hey, guess what? Her brother's like super swamped with stuff he has to do.
Yep.
And
Prince stuff.
Yeah, Prince stuff. And, well, she just wants to visit, and he wants to visit, and all that's not working out. And then turns out there's something going around and bumping the night and scaring people. Or ponies. And so she and Shining decided to go after it, just like they did as kids when they were
monster hunters.
Monster trackers.
Monster trackers, yes. So,
yeah. And then from there, yeah, things go from there. And it's actually pretty interesting.
I thought it was a fun little episode. Yeah. Fun little issue.
Fun issue, I think. It was a very fun issue. And just,
I don't think it was top, but definitely not the worst.
Yeah, it was a really fun issue. It's just, it kind of puts adds a little more depth to Twilight and Shining's relationship.
Yeah. So
it has a couple nice little references here and there. It even calls back to previous comics. Like there was one, where was it? I saw it earlier, and it's something about the cave troll.
Oh yes,
they actually referenced the cave troll from the initial story arc that we got. And there's a very, 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 very blatant reference to Mario Brothers.
Oh,
because there they are. Just let's see, mustached, red hat, green hat. And they're actually plumbing. And one of them, what is it? One of them's cutie mark, mushroom. The other one's cutie mark, a pipe.
Yay.
So yeah, if you don't, that is pretty blatant, like super blatant. Okay, really interesting. I'd say go pick it up.
I would agree with you. Go pick it up.
And even so it ties into other things as well. And it's just a nice little story. So
yep.
Next time the next Friends Forever will be Fluttershy's Zakora, so that's going to be a thing.
That'll be interesting.
I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but hey.
I think it could work out pretty well, actually.
Yeah, it could. So.
We won't mention the next one.
You mean Trixie and Dash?
Why would they have to pair Dash with her? Yes. I'm not happy.
It had to happen.
I'm not happy with that.
I'm happy with it.
Of course you are.
Yes. Because I see his anguish.
So yeah, that's that.
Episode 51. Everything's all messed up because we are off 2 weeks and things happened.
Things happened. I hate it when things happen.
Oh.
I guess that's all we have to talk about for this week. If you liked what you heard, you can listen to the rest of our episodes. You can find us on Libsyn. That's pony411.libsyn.com. You can also search for us on iTunes. Just search for Pony411. We're also on YouTube. That's youtube.com/pony411. We also air on Ponyville FM Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So catch us there. If you would like to contact us, and I recommend you do, just let us know pretty much anything. What you like, what you don't like, anything you've heard. Pretty much anything. You can contact us at pony411podcast@gmail.com. You can also contact us on Twitter. That's at pony411. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/pony411. You can also contact us individually on Twitter. I'm at _Alca7raz_, and that's a 7 instead of a T, and he's at Nemesis Prime 1. So yeah, go listen to all of our other episodes and future episodes when they come out. Let us know what you think. And until next week, please pony responsibly. Good night. Dash and Scar's